In less than 5 hours, the third round of the PGA Championship will tee off in South Carolina.
Now, despite some efforts to make golf more accessible to people of different races and economic backgrounds, there's still a long way to go.
Vern Glenn joins us now with a closer look. Vern?
Yeah, think of the impact that Tiger Woods has had on golf. That said, as you watch the PGA Championship this weekend, the numbers on the diversity scorecard are under par. According to the National Golf Foundation, of 107 million Americans who play the game recreationally, 3% are black, and the number drops to 1.5% when it comes to competitive golf.
We have to get our kids, African-American kids, kids of color, involved at a much lower age.
Jim Beatty, editor of the African-American Golf Digest.
Ages 6 to 17, and the lower the better. We've got to get them involved in golf and on a track that leads them to junior golf, elite junior golf, and collegiate golf.
There are only 4 full-time PGA players who have African-American heritage. Woods, who was recovering from a car accident, Joseph Bramlett, Cameron Champ of Sacramento, and Harold Varner III. The LPGA won. Mariah Stackhouse.
Yeah!
Just starting the game comes at a price. Basic golf equipment could cost $500. And that's before shoes and the first lesson. Financial sacrifices have to be made.
There's so many great African-American golfers out there, but again, it just comes down to funds and to getting out here.
And Varner agrees.
My parents didn't have the funds, you know, and you deal with it. Some things you just can't do, and I'm fine with it. Whenever I had to be at a golf tournament, they would miss time from work to take me to the golf course, and time from work is less money.
We know we have the skill, but we just have to have the access to the facilities, and again, the teaching, instruction, equipment, everything it takes. It's a grind.
We're off. See ya!
Sheri Sam is trying to add some color to the sport. She became managing director of the Northern California PGA Foundation last October. Before that, she spent 12 years in professional basketball, which included 2 WNBA titles. Admittedly still learning to play well, she was moved by Lee Elder's presence at the Masters in April. Elder, the first African-American to play that major, was disappointed by the lack of color at Augusta National.
You get it, you know, you walk in the clubhouses, I know there's not going to be many of me. Yeah. But the PGA, they want to be more diverse, want to be more inclusive, and get into communities that hasn't been exposed to golf. And again, that's part of my job with the foundation, to get kids at a young age and to get them involved in the game. So hopefully, you know, the Masters will see more players. Yeah. And that statement that Lee made, you know, it rings.
The PGA Tour has one black executive, but Beatty says he sees that slow change in the LPGA, USGA, and PGA is coming to mitigate stress, cost, and open the door for players of color. To borrow the Warriors' mantra of strength in numbers, 7 women of color did qualify for the upcoming Women's U.S. Open. 2 of them are African-American. Recently, an all-black high school golf team won the Georgia State Championship, and the PGA is working with the African-American-based Advocacy Tour, where its best players are rewarded with qualifying spots for tournaments.